You've probably been told again and again that you need magnesium supplements to keep your muscles strong, your heart calm, and your energy up. Every doctor, every YouTube ad, every health store seems to be shouting the same thing. Take your magnesium. But what if I told you that those pills you've been swallowing might not be doing what you think they are, and that there's one powerful food, a single natural food, that can not only rebuild your muscles naturally, even if you're 60, 70, or 80 years old, but can actually outperform most magnesium supplements? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why you might want to push that supplement bottle aside and reach for your kitchen instead of your medicine cabinet. Let's start with a little truth about magnesium supplements that no one tells you. Most magnesium supplements, the ones you buy off the shelf, are poorly absorbed by your body. You might see magnesium oxide or magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate on the label, but here's the thing. Your intestines can only absorb a small fraction of that. The rest, it just passes through you. And that's why so many people complain about side effects like stomach cramps or loose stools after taking magnesium pills. The body's natural system doesn't recognize isolated synthetic magnesium very well. It's like trying to feed a tree with plastic fruit. It looks right, but it doesn't nourish. Let's take a step back and remember what magnesium really is. It's not some magic pill, it's a mineral, and minerals belong in food. Magnesium works best when it comes with the natural cofactors, the other nutrients, enzymes, and plant compounds that nature designed it to work with. That's why when you get magnesium from real food, your body doesn't just absorb it better, it uses it better. Your cells know what to do with it. It builds strength, supports your heart rhythm, fuels your mitochondria, and helps repair and grow muscle tissue. And here's the exciting part. There's one food that delivers magnesium in its most bioavailable form. And it does something supplements simply can't. It rebuilds muscle tissue naturally, even as we age. And that food is pumpkin seeds. Yes, pumpkin seeds. Those tiny little powerhouses you might toss away after carving a pumpkin are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium on Earth. But here's what's even more fascinating. Pumpkin seeds don't just contain magnesium. They contain everything your body needs to actually use magnesium efficiently. You get protein, zinc, manganese, iron, omega-3 fatty acids, and amino acids that directly fuel muscle recovery and growth. It's like nature wrapped up the perfect supplement and hid it in a crunchy little seed. You might be wondering, okay, pumpkin seeds have magnesium, but how can they rebuild muscle naturally even at 80? That's the part most people overlook. Muscle loss, or sarcopenia, doesn't just happen because we stop exercising. It happens because our cells lose the ability to repair themselves. The older we get, the slower our repair signals become, and the less efficiently we use nutrients like magnesium, zinc, and protein. Pumpkin seeds are unique because they address all of those factors at once. They give your body the magnesium to fuel muscle contractions, the zinc to boost testosterone and growth hormone, and the amino acids to literally rebuild the muscle fibers. That combination, in one natural food, is what makes them so powerful. Think about it. You can take a magnesium supplement for months, and maybe your sleep improves a little, or your cramps reduce, but you don't feel any stronger. Why? Because a supplement gives you only one piece of the puzzle. But when you eat magnesium, rich food like pumpkin seeds, you're giving your body the full toolkit to use that magnesium to build something, muscle, energy, and vitality. Your body doesn't just need magnesium, it needs it in context. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Pumpkin seeds contain a compound called arginine, an amino acid that increases nitric oxide in your blood. Nitric oxide improves circulation, which means more oxygen, more nutrients, and more magnesium can actually reach your muscle cells. It's like opening the highways of your body so that all that goodness flows right where it's needed. That's why many people who start eating a small handful of pumpkin seeds daily report something surprising within just a few weeks. They feel stronger, their muscles feel fuller, and their sleep improves. That's not magic. It's real biochemistry. Let's talk about absorption, because this is where food beats supplements every single time. Magnesium from whole food is attached to natural molecules like amino acids and chlorophyll, which makes it far easier for your intestines to absorb. In fact, magnesium from food is absorbed up to 70% more efficiently than magnesium from pills. So when you eat pumpkin seeds, you're not just taking in magnesium, you're actually using it. And what your body uses, it transforms. It transforms into stronger muscles, better nerve function, and deeper, more restorative sleep. Which, by the way, is when most of your muscle repair happens. But magnesium is just one piece of what pumpkin seeds do for your body. They're also rich in something called phytosterols, plant compounds that help lower inflammation and support hormonal balance. Remember, chronic inflammation is one of the biggest reasons older adults lose muscle mass. It silently eats away at muscle fibers and slows down protein synthesis. When you reduce inflammation, your body finally gets the green light to start rebuilding instead of breaking down. Pumpkin seeds help with that. And that's why when you combine them with light resistance exercise or daily walking, the results can be dramatic. You'll notice more definition, less fatigue, and a sense of steadiness in your body that you might not have felt in years. You might be thinking, can a simple seed really replace a supplement? Absolutely. And not just replace it, but outperform it. Because nature doesn't isolate nutrients the way factories do. In a single tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, you're getting magnesium, potassium, zinc, iron, and protein, all working together like a symphony. The body recognizes this harmony. It digests it, assimilates it, and sends it exactly where it's needed, supplements. On the other hand, I like giving your body a solo instrument with no orchestra. It's missing the harmony. And here's another secret magnesium from pumpkin. Seeds comes bound to chlorophyll, the green pigment that captures sunlight. Chlorophyll helps detoxify your body and oxygenate your blood, both of which are crucial for muscle recovery. That's why I often say magnesium isn't just about supplements, it's about sunlight, soil, and food that's alive. Pumpkin seeds carry a little bit of that sunlight energy within them. You can feel it when you eat them regularly. A calm strength, not the jittery buzz that some supplements give you. Let's talk about something most people never mention, the connection between magnesium, insulin, and muscle growth. As we age, our insulin sensitivity declines, which means our cells become less responsive to glucose and amino acids. Magnesium is critical for insulin function. When magnesium levels are low, insulin can't do its job properly. That means nutrients can't enter your muscle cells efficiently, and that's one reason older adults lose muscle mass faster. Pumpkin seeds restore this balance naturally. The magnesium improves insulin sensitivity, the protein supplies amino acids, and the zinc supports hormones that regulate muscle repair. It's a full circle solution, all in a handful of seeds. Let's make this practical. How much do you actually need? Research suggests that just 2 tablespoons of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds a day can provide nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs. And that's before you count all the extra benefits. The best way to eat them, lightly roasted or soaked overnight and then dried. Soaking removes enzyme inhibitors and makes the nutrients more bioavailable. You can sprinkle them on oatmeal, salads, soups, or blend them into smoothies. And here's a little trick. Combine pumpkin seeds with a source of vitamin C, like a few slices of orange or kiwi. Vitamin C improves mineral absorption and collagen formation, giving your muscles extra support. But maybe you're thinking, I'm 70, I've lost muscle, and my energy isn't what it used to be. Can this really work for me? The answer is yes, because your body never forgets how to heal. It just needs the right signals. When you feed it real food, not synthetic isolates, it remembers what to do. It rebuilds. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s regain muscle tone simply by adding the right minerals back into their diet and doing light resistance exercises. Nothing extreme, just consistent. The results are remarkable stronger legs, better balance, deeper sleep, and even sharper memory. That's what happens when your magnesium levels rise naturally and your muscles get the nutrients they've been starving for. Magnesium doesn't just build muscle, it activates over 300 enzymes that are involved in energy production, protein synthesis, and DNA repair. That means every heartbeat, every movement, every breath depends on it. When you get magnesium from food, you're supporting every system in your body, not just your muscles, but your heart, your brain, and your nerves. And that's why pumpkin seeds are such a miracle food. They don't just stop sarcopenia. They reverse the feeling of aging itself. Because when your cells start producing energy efficiently again, you feel alive. Let's address one more thing. Why supplements often fail older adults. As we age, stomach acid levels decline. That means our digestive system becomes less efficient at breaking down pills and capsules. So even if you take a high-quality magnesium supplement, your body might not absorb much of it. Food-based magnesium bypasses that issue completely because it comes naturally paired with fiber and enzymes that help digestion. Pumpkin seeds, for example, contain natural oils that lubricate digestion and make magnesium more soluble. So instead of taking something your body struggles with, you're taking something it understands immediately. You might also notice something else after switching to magnesium. Rich foods better sleep and calmer nerves. That's because magnesium helps regulate GABA, the neurotransmitter that promotes relaxation. Many people who start eating pumpkin seeds before bed report falling asleep faster and waking up more refreshed. And when your sleep improves, your growth hormone rises. That's the hormone responsible for muscle repair and fat metabolism. So yes, something as simple as a handful of seeds can trigger a powerful chain reaction that rebuilds muscle, supports your hormones, and restores your vitality. Let's talk hormones for a moment, because they're a crucial piece of the muscle puzzle. Zinc and magnesium work hand in hand to support testosterone and growth hormone production. Pumpkin seeds give you both. When you have adequate magnesium and zinc, your pituitary gland signals your body to repair and regenerate. That's why these minerals are so important after 50, because hormonal balance is the key to keeping your body youthful. When hormones drop, muscles weaken, metabolism slows, and fat accumulates. But when you feed your endocrine system the right nutrients, it wakes back up. You start to feel stronger, hungrier for life, and more motivated to move. There's something else you'll love. Pumpkin seeds also help protect your heart and bones while you rebuild muscle. Magnesium keeps calcium in the right places, in your bones and teeth, instead of your arteries. That's a big deal because misplaced calcium is one of the hidden causes of heart stiffness and high blood pressure. When magnesium is low, calcium goes rogue. But when magnesium is abundant, it keeps everything in balance. So by eating pumpkin seeds, you're not just protecting your muscles, you're protecting your heart from the inside out. I know some of you are wondering if you can get magnesium from other foods too, and the answer is yes. Dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are excellent sources, so are almonds, cashews, and avocado. But pumpkin seeds stand out because they're not just magnesium rich, they're nutrient dense. They offer a perfect combination of protein, good fats, and minerals. Exactly what your body craves for repair. And they're easy to add to any meal. You can even make pumpkin seed butter. Just blend raw seeds until creamy and spread it on toast or apples. It's delicious and nourishing at the same time. If you've been relying on supplements for years and haven't seen the improvement you hoped for, maybe it's time to trust food again. Nature designed food to be the medicine, not synthetic isolates made in labs. When you eat magnesium from food, your body recognizes it. It absorbs it. It transforms it into strength. And that's what we all want, not just to live longer, but to live stronger with energy, balance, and freedom in our bodies. Imagine this: you wake up in the morning, your legs feel steady, your arms strong, your mind calm. You move through your day without those nagging cramps, that stiffness, or that fatigue that used to hold you back. You go for a walk, lift your groceries with ease, maybe even play with your grandkids without worrying about falling or tiring too quickly. That's not a fantasy. That's what happens when your body has enough real magnesium. And that's what happens when you let food, not supplements, be your healer. If you're watching this right now, I want you to make a small but powerful shift starting today. Don't throw out your supplements yet. Just add the real thing first. Start with a small handful of pumpkin seeds every day. Maybe sprinkle them over your salad, blend them into your morning smoothie, or eat them as an evening snack. Give your body a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3, and pay attention. Notice how your energy feels, how your muscles respond, how your sleep deepens. You'll be amazed at how quickly your body rewards you once you start feeding it what it actually understands. Because here's the truth. The human body is brilliant. Even at 80, even at 90, it knows how to rebuild. It never loses that ability. It just needs the right raw materials. And those raw materials don't come from pills. They come from living foods grown in the soil. That's where magnesium was meant to come from. That's where life begins. So the next time you reach for a supplement bottle, remember this: you can't outsmart nature. You can only work with it. And when you do, your body will thank you with strength, vitality, and resilience you thought were gone forever. Yes, stop relying on magnesium supplements to do what real food can do better. Go to your kitchen, grab a handful of pumpkin seeds, and let your body feel the difference. Because this isn't just about magnesium. It's about remembering that healing starts in the simplest of places, in food that's alive, balanced, and complete. When you eat that way, your body responds with gratitude. Your muscles come alive again, and you rediscover what it feels like to be strong, calm, and vibrant, no matter your age. And there's another fascinating layer to this story that most people completely overlook. And that's how natural magnesium intake stabilizes cortisol levels, reducing stress-induced muscle loss in older adults. Because it's not just aging that breaks down muscle tissue, it's stress. Every time your body experiences emotional or physical stress, it releases cortisol, the hormone designed to help you survive a crisis. It raises blood sugar, releases stored energy, and prepares your muscles for action. That's useful when you're in danger. But when cortisol stays high day after day, it becomes destructive. It breaks down muscle tissue to create energy, weakens connective fibers, and slows protein synthesis. Over time, this silent cycle of stress gradually eats away at strength, especially in people over 50, when hormonal balance is already delicate. But magnesium, especially from natural food sources, steps in as your body's built-in stress buffer. It calms the nervous system, regulates adrenal function, and keeps cortisol in check before it can wreak havoc on your muscles. Magnesium plays this role because it directly affects how your brain and adrenal glands communicate. When magnesium is low, your nervous system stays in a state of fight or flight. The smallest stressor, a bad night's sleep, a missed meal, even mild anxiety, can trigger a cortisol spike. But when your magnesium levels are steady, your body handles stress differently. It shifts from reaction to regulation. Instead of releasing a surge of cortisol, your brain releases GABA and serotonin, neurotransmitters that signal safety and relaxation. This shift doesn't just make you feel calmer. It changes your body's chemistry. It turns off muscle breakdown and turns on muscle preservation. That's why magnesium-rich foods are so important for older adults. They don't just build muscle through nutrients. They protect it through hormonal balance. It's interesting to realize how many people are stuck in a loop of hidden stress without even knowing it. Modern life keeps cortisol chronically elevated, from worrying about finances to scrolling late at night under blue light. And when cortisol stays up, it blocks the release of testosterone and growth hormone, the very hormones that rebuild and maintain muscle. That's why you can be eating well, even exercising, but still losing muscle. The problem isn't effort, it's chemistry. Magnesium is like the switch that flips your system from breakdown to rebuilding. When your magnesium stores are full, your body feels safe again, your cortisol drops naturally, and your muscle tissue finally gets a chance to repair. One of the reasons natural magnesium sources are more effective at regulating cortisol than supplements is because first, magnesium comes paired with other calming compounds that support your adrenal glands. Take pumpkin seeds again. They provide magnesium, zinc, tryptophan, and healthy fats, all of which feed your nervous system. Tryptophan converts into serotonin and melatonin, improving your mood and sleep, while magnesium reduces the sensitivity of your adrenal glands to stress triggers. Together, they create a powerful anti-stress effect that no supplement can replicate on its own. Think of it like this. Supplements give you one note of the melody, but real food plays the whole song. That harmony is what your nervous system understands and responds to. Another thing to understand is that cortisol and insulin are tightly linked. When cortisol rises, blood sugar spikes. And when that happens repeatedly, insulin sensitivity declines. Over time, high cortisol and poor insulin sensitivity make it difficult for your muscles to absorb nutrients. Even if you're eating the right foods, magnesium naturally corrects both issues. It improves insulin function while suppressing excess cortisol, restoring the normal flow of energy in your body. This means that every time you eat magnesium-rich foods, you're not only reducing stress, but also improving how your body uses glucose for muscle repair. That's why people who restore their magnesium levels often find that they can gain muscle more easily and feel less drained after exercise. Their hormones and metabolism are finally working together instead of against each other. Let's bring this down to a daily rhythm, because how you eat magnesium-rich foods matters as much as what you eat. When you eat them in the evening, you naturally lower cortisol and raise melatonin, setting up the perfect hormonal environment for overnight muscle repair. Cortisol naturally dips at night, but if you've had a stressful day, it can stay elevated, interfering with deep sleep. A handful of magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, almonds, or even a warm drink made with raw cacao can smooth out those spikes, helping your body transition from alertness to restoration. That's when growth hormone rises, and that's when muscle rebuilding truly begins. So in a very real sense, natural magnesium not only calms your mind, it creates the physical foundation for muscle regeneration while you sleep. But here's the fascinating thing: cortisol and magnesium have a two-way relationship. When stress rises, your body uses up magnesium faster. Your adrenal glands actually draw on magnesium to produce stress hormones. So the more stressed you are, the faster your magnesium reserves are depleted. That's why chronic stress often leads to symptoms like fatigue, tension, and muscle weakness. It's not just emotional exhaustion, it's biochemical depletion. And when magnesium levels drop too low, your body becomes even more reactive to stress. It's a vicious cycle. Breaking that cycle means replenishing magnesium naturally and consistently through foods that supply it in a form your body can store and use. When that happens, your adrenal glands finally get to rest and your cortisol rhythm resets to its healthy patterns, high in the morning to energize you, low at night to let you recover. Another overlooked piece of this puzzle is inflammation. Chronic stress doesn't just elevate cortisol, it also triggers inflammatory molecules like cytokines that accelerate muscle loss. Magnesium directly suppresses these inflammatory signals, protecting your muscle fibers from damage. Studies show that people with higher magnesium intake have lower levels of C, reactive protein, one of the body's key inflammation markers. And since inflammation and cortisol feed each other, the more inflamed you are, the more cortisol your body releases. Magnesium stops this destructive loop from both ends. It calms the stress response and cools inflammation simultaneously, giving your muscles the space they need to heal. Now think about the emotional side of aging, the anxiety, the worry, the overthinking that so many older adults experience. Each of those mental stressors creates real physical effects. Your brain doesn't know the difference between an emotional threat and a physical one. If you're worrying about your health or finances, your body still releases cortisol as if you were running from danger. Over time, that cortisol eats away at muscle tissue, slows your metabolism, and drains your energy. But when you bring magnesium back into balance, the brain's fear signals quiet down. You feel calmer, more centered, and more in control of your energy. That calm isn't just a feeling. It's a state of biological balance that protects your muscles every single day. There's another reason food-based magnesium works so well for stress control. It restores balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic system is your fight or flight mode. The parasympathetic is your rest and digest. Modern life overstimulates the sympathetic system. We're always in go mode, and magnesium brings us back into rest mode. That's why people who start eating magnesium-rich foods consistently often report fewer heart palpitations, fewer nighttime awakenings, and an overall sense of groundedness. When your nervous system shifts toward balance, cortisol naturally falls, and your body re-enters its anabolic muscle-building phase. This is especially important for older adults because they often live in chronic low-grade stress without realizing it. The emails, the worries, the news, all of it keeps cortisol humming just high enough to block repair. Magnesium from food gently lowers that volume. It's also worth noting that magnesium's influence on cortisol goes beyond the brain and adrenals. It affects the gut too. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria that communicate with your brain through the vagus nerve, forming what's called the gut-brain axis. When your gut microbiome is out of balance, stress responses become exaggerated. Natural magnesium foods support beneficial bacteria that produce calming neurotransmitters like GABA and serotonin. That's why magnesium-rich diets are often associated with lower anxiety and better mood. A calm mind means lower cortisol, and a lower cortisol means stronger muscles. It's all connected. Your gut, your brain, your muscles, and magnesium sits at the center of that web. Older adults often assume that muscle loss is inevitable, that it's just part of aging. But much of that muscle loss is actually preventable if you reduce cortisol-driven breakdown. Think of cortisol as a slow leak in a tire. Every day that it stays high, a little more strength seeps away. Magnesium plugs that leak. It keeps your body from wasting precious protein, allowing you to maintain muscle, even if your workouts are gentle. And the beauty of using food to do this is that it doesn't just fix one thing, it restores the entire ecosystem of your body. When cortisol normalizes, sleep improves. When sleep improves, growth hormone rises. When growth hormone rises, muscles regenerate. It's a beautiful cascade of renewal triggered by something as simple as eating real magnesium-rich food. Let's not forget the role of breathing and relaxation alongside magnesium. Deep breathing, mindfulness, and gentle movement all enhance magnesium's calming effects because they activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the same system magnesium supports. If you take a few minutes before bed to breathe deeply, maybe while having a small magnesium-rich snack like pumpkin seeds or banana, you're telling your body it's safe to relax, it's safe to repair. In that state, cortisol drops naturally, your heart rate slows, and your body enters its deepest healing mode. That's when muscle fibers repair the tiny tears from daily use and rebuild themselves stronger than before. It's not about doing more, it's about doing less, but doing it intelligently, aligning your habits with your body's natural rhythms. There's also an emotional healing component that's rarely discussed. When magnesium stabilizes cortisol, you become less reactive, less quick to anger or worry. That emotional steadiness helps you make better choices. You sleep on time, you eat cleaner, you move your body more often. Those small choices compound, and before you know it, you've built a lifestyle that keeps stress low and vitality high. It's not just muscle you're rebuilding, it's resilience. And resilience is the true opposite of aging. When your body and mind are resilient, stress may come, but it doesn't stick. You recover faster, you stay grounded, you stay strong. The other benefit of natural magnesium intake for cortisol balance is its effect on your heart. Cortisol puts your cardiovascular system under strain, raising blood pressure and heart rate. Magnesium relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, and reduces the tension caused by stress hormones. That means your heart doesn't have to work as hard, and oxygen flows more freely to your muscles. The result: better endurance, quicker recovery, and a body that feels light and energized instead of tight and fatigued. When you eat foods that feed this system, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and mineral-rich whole grains, you're not only protecting your muscles, but extending your longevity. If you've ever noticed that your muscles feel tighter or weaker during times of emotional stress, that's cortisol at work. High cortisol makes your body catabolic, meaning it breaks down tissue for energy. Magnesium makes your body anabolic, meaning it builds. It's a constant dance between those two forces, and what determines which one wins is often as simple as what you eat. Food rich in magnesium tells your cells you're safe. It's time to build. Supplements can't communicate that same message because they don't interact with your body's sensory and digestive systems the way food does. The act of chewing, digesting, and absorbing whole food triggers the parasympathetic response. So magnesium in food doesn't just supply minerals, it creates the experience of calm, the physiological condition required for muscle repair. Something else worth remembering is how magnesium interacts with protein metabolism. Cortisol increases protein breakdown, while magnesium promotes protein synthesis. When cortisol is high, your body literally cannibalizes its own muscle protein for fuel. But with enough magnesium, especially from whole food sources, this process is reversed. Instead of breaking down muscle, your body starts building it. That's why older adults who include magnesium-rich foods in their diet often maintain muscle tone and strength despite lower overall activity levels. Their metabolism is working with them, not against them. For those who struggle with sleep, remember that sleep is where cortisol resets itself. When you sleep deeply, cortisol naturally falls and stays low until morning. But low magnesium keeps your nervous system restless, preventing that full drop. Food-based magnesium gently reprograms that cycle. Within a few weeks of regular intake, many people notice they fall asleep faster, dream more vividly, and wake up with energy. That's not just rest, that's hormonal repair happening overnight. Your muscles wake up refreshed, hydrated, and ready to move because cortisol didn't rob them during the night. If you look at the bigger picture, magnesium's role in stress and muscle maintenance is really about harmony. Cortisol, insulin, testosterone, and growth hormone all depend on magnesium to function properly. When one of them is off, the others follow. But when magnesium intake is consistent and natural, the whole orchestra plays in sync. You feel it as emotional, calm, physical strength and mental clarity. You don't get drained as easily. You don't overreact to stress. You don't lose muscle from a few missed workouts. You remain balanced, and balance is the foundation of lifelong health. The takeaway is that natural magnesium isn't just a nutrient, it's a message. It tells your body that you're safe, that it's okay to repair instead of defend. It tells your hormones to rest, your muscles to rebuild, your mind to quiet down. Every handful of pumpkin seeds, every serving of spinach or cacao or avocado is a signal that rewires your stress response. Over time, that signal becomes your new normal. Calm energy, stable mood, strong muscles. It's not an overnight fix, but it's a lasting one because it works at the deepest level of your biology. And once your cortisol rhythm stabilizes, aging itself starts to slow down. The muscles stop wasting, the energy stops leaking, and you begin to experience what true vitality feels like at any age. And there's something even more remarkable that happens. When you bring natural magnesium into your life consistently, especially in the evening hours, because consuming magnesium-rich foods at night enhances deep sleep and triggers higher levels of growth hormone for muscle repair. You see, your body doesn't grow or rebuild during the day when you're awake and active. It does it while you're sleeping, in that quiet period when your brain waves slow down and your hormones come alive. Sleep isn't just rest, it's the most advanced recovery system your body has. And magnesium is the key that unlocks it. When you eat the right foods before bed, foods that calm the nervous system, relax your muscles, and balance your hormones, your body slips into the deepest stages of sleep where true repair happens. This is where aging slows, where muscles rebuild, where inflammation quiets down, and where energy gets restored at the cellular level. Magnesium plays a powerful role in this nighttime renewal because it directly supports melatonin production. Melatonin is your sleep hormone, but it's also an antioxidant that repairs your mitochondria, those tiny powerhouses inside your cells that generate energy. When magnesium is low, melatonin can't function properly, and your sleep becomes shallow, fragmented, or restless. You might fall asleep but wake up tired because you never reach the deep, restorative phases where growth hormone is released. Growth hormone, often called the youth hormone, is what keeps your muscles firm, your bones strong, and your metabolism sharp. It peaks during deep sleep, usually within the first 2 hours of drifting off. If your magnesium is balanced, that process unfolds naturally. If it's not, you miss out on one of nature's most powerful repair cycles. That's why eating magnesium-rich foods in the evening can be such a game changer. You're not just feeding your body, you're preparing it for rejuvenation. Now, think about how most people end their day. Late night screens, processed snacks, caffeine, stress, artificial light, all of which drain magnesium and confuse your circadian rhythm. Your body doesn't know it's time to rest because the signals are all mixed up. Magnesium is one of the few nutrients that can restore that rhythm. It calms the mind by activating GABA receptors in the brain, the same ones that slow down neural activity and promote relaxation. That's why people who get enough magnesium fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. The beauty of doing it through food is that the process feels natural, effortless. There's no drowsiness, no dependency, just deep, peaceful sleep that leaves you refreshed and stronger every morning. When you eat magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds, spinach, almonds, or even a small piece of dark chocolate before bed, you're doing more than nourishing yourself. You're sending biochemical instructions. You're telling your body to release tension, to lower cortisol, and to prepare for regeneration. In that relaxed state, your growth hormone pulses rise naturally, peaking in the middle of the night, when your muscles are most receptive to rebuilding. Those pulses are essential because growth hormone doesn't just increase muscle size, it improves tissue quality. It helps repair tendons, ligaments, and even the microscopic damage caused by daily stress. For older adults, this means waking up with less stiffness, more energy, and a body that feels younger from the inside out. The connection between magnesium and growth hormone goes even deeper. Magnesium supports the pituitary gland, the small but powerful gland at the base of your brain that releases growth hormone. When magnesium levels drop, the pituitary signaling weakens and growth hormone output declines. That's one reason aging is often associated with fatigue, slower healing, and muscle loss. But when magnesium is replenished, the pituitary gland begins to function more efficiently, sending stronger hormonal signals throughout the night. That's when regeneration truly happens, not from supplements or external boosters, but from the body's own intelligence. Your cells know exactly how to rebuild if you give them the right environment. Magnesium is that environment. You might notice something else remarkable when you start nourishing your body this way. Your sleep becomes heavier, more satisfying, and your dreams more vivid. That's not just coincidence. It's a reflection of your brain finally entering full REM and deep sleep cycles. Magnesium quiets overactive neurons, reduces nighttime adrenaline, and allows your brain to cycle through its natural stages without interruption. During those stages, your body releases not only growth hormone, but also repairs neurotransmitters, clears toxins, and consolidates memory. This is the true definition of healing sleep. The kind that not only rebuilds muscle, but sharpens the mind and restores emotional balance. For older adults especially, this is where the transformation happens. Many struggle with insomnia, restless legs, or frequent waking at night, all of which are classic signs of magnesium deficiency. The body can't relax if the muscles and nerves are overexcited. But once magnesium levels rise through food, tension begins to melt away. You fall asleep without effort, and more importantly, you stay asleep long enough for your growth hormone to do its work. Studies show that even mild magnesium deficiency can disrupt sleep architecture, meaning your body skips or shortens the deep stages. By replenishing magnesium naturally, you restore that architecture. It's like rebuilding a broken bridge that connects your waking energy to your nightly recovery. What's fascinating is how magnesium's effects on sleep and muscle repair reinforce each other. Better sleep lowers cortisol, which means less muscle breakdown, Less cortisol allows more growth hormone to circulate freely. More growth hormone enhances protein synthesis, which means faster muscle repair. And as your muscles rebuild, your metabolism improves, giving you more energy to move during the day, which in turn helps you sleep better at night. It's a self-sustaining cycle of vitality. And magnesium sits at the center of it all. That's why timing matters. Taking magnesium through food in the evening aligns perfectly with your body's natural hormonal rhythm, calming you when cortisol should fall and energizing you when growth hormone should rise. Now imagine transforming your evening into a ritual that supports this natural balance. Instead of reaching for a pill or a late night snack, you prepare something simple but powerful. Maybe a small bowl of Greek yogurt topped with pumpkin seeds and a drizzle of honey, or a warm drink made from almond milk and cacao. The magnesium from those foods starts to relax your muscles. The natural fats keep your blood sugar stable, and your body begins to shift gears into rest mode. The lights dim, your breathing slows, and soon after, your brain releases melatonin. That's the signal your body has been waiting for. Within minutes, your heart rate drops, your temperature lowers slightly, and your muscles release the tension they've been holding all day. Then, as you drift into sleep, your body gets to work, rebuilding, repairing, restoring. This process is deeply intelligent. While you sleep, your body prioritizes muscle repair first, because strong muscles are essential for survival. Growth hormone stimulates amino acid uptake, encourages collagen synthesis, and even repairs small tears in muscle fibers caused by daily movement. Magnesium ensures that the energy needed for these repairs is available by regulating ATP, the molecule that powers every cellular process. Without magnesium, ATP simply doesn't work. That means no energy for rebuilding. So when you give your body food-based magnesium before bed, you're literally fueling the energy engine that runs all night long, silently reconstructing your strength. Something else happens during this nocturnal repair window. Your brain clears itself of toxins and stress hormones that accumulate during the day. Magnesium aids this process by regulating the glymphatic system, the brain's natural cleaning mechanism. This means you don't just wake up with stronger muscles, you wake up with a clearer mind. You feel lighter, calmer, and more focused because your nervous system got the rest it needed. This mental clarity also contributes to physical performance because the brain and muscles are always in communication. When your brain is rested, your coordination improves, your reaction time sharpens, and your motivation to move naturally increases. It's a full circle renewal that begins with something as simple as eating the right food before sleep. The magic of magnesium-rich foods in the evening also lies in their ability to balance blood sugar overnight. When blood sugar fluctuates, your body releases stress hormones that can wake you up and disrupt your sleep. Magnesium helps stabilize these fluctuations by improving insulin sensitivity, allowing glucose to enter your cells smoothly. This keeps your energy steady while you sleep and prevents those 3 a.m. awakenings that so many people experience. The result is unbroken, restorative rest, the kind that leaves you feeling truly refreshed. That's also when muscle glycogen stores replenish, preparing your muscles for the next day's activities. And let's not forget how magnesium interacts with calcium during the night. Magnesium helps keep calcium out of your muscles so they can relax. Without enough magnesium, calcium remains active, causing twitching, tension, or cramps that can wake you up. That's why many people who add magnesium-rich foods to their dinners notice that their nighttime cramps disappear. Their muscles finally get to rest. This simple shift improves sleep quality dramatically and allows growth hormone to flow uninterrupted. The longer you stay in deep sleep, the more complete your recovery becomes. The emotional benefits of this nighttime magnesium rhythm are just as profound. Deep sleep restores emotional stability by resetting your limbic system, the emotional center of the brain. High cortisol and low magnesium make this system hyperactive, leading to irritability, anxiety, and even depression. But when magnesium intake rises, cortisol drops, serotonin increases, and emotional regulation returns. That's why people who eat magnesium-rich foods before bed often report feeling happier and calmer over time. It's not just psychological, it's biochemical harmony unfolding night after night. The mind quiets, the body heals, and the spirit feels lighter. As this pattern continues, your body begins to look and feel different. Your muscles retain more tone, your skin looks firmer, and your energy during the day becomes steadier. You recover faster from activity, and even your balance improves because your nervous system is fully rested. Aging, which once felt like a slow decline, starts to feel like a graceful rhythm because your body is finally aligned with its natural cycles again. Magnesium is one of the core minerals that keeps this rhythm intact. It's the mineral of relaxation, of rhythm, of flow. And when you get it from real food, its effects are gentle yet powerful, guiding your body back into balance one night at a time. It's incredible how something so simple can have such a deep impact. But that's the beauty of nature. It designs solutions that are elegant, not complicated. While synthetic sleep aids force the body into unconsciousness, magnesium invites the body into real rest. While supplements can sometimes overload the system, food-based magnesium integrates smoothly, working in harmony with your digestion, hormones, and brain chemistry. It's the difference between pushing and allowing. You're not forcing your body to sleep. You're giving it the nutrients it needs to want to sleep. And once it does, it knows exactly how to heal. Imagine ending your day not with screens or stimulants, but with stillness. Maybe you sit quietly with a cup of warm magnesium-rich drink, the lights low, your breathing slow. You can feel your heartbeat settle, your shoulders drop, your body signaling that it's ready to recharge. That moment, that transition from wakefulness to rest, is where health begins. And when you make magnesium part of that ritual, you're reinforcing the natural rhythm your body has known since birth. Sleep becomes sacred again, not just something you do, but something you look forward to, because you know it's where the magic happens. As this practice deepens, you might notice that your mornings feel different too. You wake up without that groggy heaviness. Your muscles feel pliable, not stiff. Your mind feels clear. You might even find that you're naturally drawn to movement, maybe a light stretch or a morning walk, because your energy feels full instead of depleted. That's a sign that your growth hormone and magnesium are working together beautifully. Your nighttime repair is complete and your body is ready to create again. The cycle continues effortlessly, night after night, day after day, building not just stronger muscles, but a stronger sense of life itself. It's almost poetic how magnesium ties the entire process together, from calming cortisol to deepening sleep to releasing growth hormone. Each step depends on the one before it. Without calm, there's no rest. Without rest, there's no repair. Without repair, there's no strength. Magnesium bridges all of it. It reminds the body to slow down, to breathe, to restore. And when you honor that process with real food, with the minerals nature intended, your body rewards you in the most extraordinary ways. You don't just age slower, you age wiser. You move with ease, think with clarity, and sleep like you did decades ago. All of it begins with that simple act of giving your body what it needs before bed. Not in the form of a pill, but in the form of living food that speaks your body's language. Magnesium from nature is more than a nutrient. It's a conversation between your cells and the earth, between your mind and your hormones, between your day and your night. Each time you nurture that connection, your body listens, repairs, and rises stronger the next morning, ready to keep you vibrant, balanced, and beautifully alive.